You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Oh, you are, your majesty. So that is the end of the film.
What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it's been an interesting lead up to the almost certainly disastrous launch of Snow White. After the main star, Rachel Zegler, made sure to tell over half of the country that she hated their guts, after she decided to pick a fight with her co-star, Gal Gadot, for internet virtue signaling points, this thing has only spun further out of control. Now there's a bunch of dwarves, IRL dwarves, that are coming out and roasting the film. We've got Rachel Zegler getting pissed off at a critic. We've got Gal Gadot literally begging people to go see the movie. Trust me, I assure you, do not go see this movie. Do not redeem it. Do not see this movie. They hate you. Everyone hates you. In Disney, and these actors all hate you. And the more we don't go, the more likely perhaps they would learn from their mistakes. Perhaps they would say, hey, maybe we shouldn't hire overtly political actors and actresses. Maybe we should just hire people who are good at their job. Now, Rachel Zegler is having a meltdown, and I recommend, of course, as I've said since Jump Street, that people simply get some movie theater popcorn and then sit down, enjoy, relax, and watch the original Snow White. Now, by the way, on a completely unrelated note, have you ever thought about getting a VPN? It comes in super handy for all sorts of stuff. Check out this video's sponsor. Shout out to this video's sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, if you aren't using a VPN yet, you're completely missing out, and Private Internet Access is the one I use on all of my devices. If you've been following the news, you see that censorship, websites, apps are getting shut down in certain countries, all sorts of craziness. Well, a VPN helps you never have to worry about that. Private Internet Access also protects you from the prying eyes of hackers, internet service providers, and others that can view your personal data. Perhaps also just as importantly, Private Internet Access allows you to access region-restricted content from all over the world. Streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, and more have different library options based on where you're located, and some shows simply cannot be accessed if you're not in the target location. Happens to me all the time. Many sports events also have regional blackouts. Well, VPNs can be a convenient way to make sure you're getting the content that you're paying for. Private Internet Access also allows you to protect an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time, so your entire household with a single subscription. And I've been working with Private Internet Access so long that I have an absolutely massive discount available to my viewers. Link in the description below. Get Private Internet Access today using my link. Save huge, protect your computers, access all the content that you've been paying for, and ensure that your internet is never censored. I'm not telling you what to do with that VPN, just saying that if you don't have one, you should, and Private Internet Access is the one I use. Happily Never After, Rachel Zegler fired back at critics on social media after they claimed she's not a soprano in Disney's Snow White live-action film. The Golden Globe winner, who is the lead star of the garbage adaptation that you are not going to see. I don't care how annoying your kids are that weekend. You'll show them a different movie. Attended a promotional event in Spain on Tuesday ahead of the film's release. Disney's official Instagram account posted a video from that night, which saw Zegler waiting on a wish in front of Don't Care that served as the inspiration behind the castle of the 1937 film. However, some fans were not impressed with the lead star's vocals. No thanks. Disney wasn't so difficult to cast a soprano, one user critiqued. To which Zegler responded, I am a soprano. West Side Story is now streaming on Disney+. I mean, I love so much how much, but remember, this individual hates you. She hates her own co-star. Even if you're like she's a free Palestine dork. She, as far as I know, has donated no money to Palestine, but she, of course, tweets about it. Even if you're like Team Jew, okay, and you're like, I want to support Gal Gadot, rent one of her other movies. Buy one of her other movies, because you can't support Gal Gadot or Gal Gadot without supporting Rachel Zegler. Zegler and a co-star are both expected to be at the event, however, will not be doing a Q&A or any press interviews. Additionally, Disney has decided sensationally to pull the plug on the UK and LA premieres altogether. I also read an article that these two were absolutely battling each other behind the scenes. The decision sparked mass outrage from critics and fans of the 1937 classic, with many accusing the company of being, quote, too politically correct and too woke. The outrage was echoed by Game of Thrones actor Peter Dinklage, who has dwarfism. Literally, no offense to you guys, but I was a little taken aback when they were very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White, but you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the actor 55 said on a podcast. Get it? You're progressive in one way, but then you're still making that effing backward story about seven dwarves in a cave together. What the F are you doing, man? I have done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox. I guess I'm not loud enough. The film faced other scrutiny when it was announced that Zegler, a brown actress, would be playing Snow White. Zegler then faced later actress more backlash after calling the original animated film extremely dated. The film also faced mass boycotts after Zegler went on social media and ranted against Donald Trump. I mean, this is somebody who hates you. These people hate you, and you shouldn't give them your money. You know, that's the reality here. Then you look at this article, Snow White actor disappointed in the world after Disney scales back premiere. Hey, if you want to be mad at anybody, player, you need to be mad at your co-star. Not Gal Gadot, by the way, who said absolutely nothing. You know, not her. You need to be mad at Rachel Zegler, by the way, who just failed up and got cast in Evita, too. Another movie that will almost certainly flop. Feeling grumpy, Snow White actor Martin Kleba, who voices the character Grumpy in the live-action remake, said he's disappointed that the movie's upcoming premiere has been scaled back by Disney, but doesn't blame the company. The decision, reported Variety Tuesday, was reportedly made due to the controversy surrounding its stars, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, as well as the treatment of the Seven Dwarfs, including the use of CGI to create the characters rather than live actors. I was a little disappointed, Kleba told the Post. I'm not disappointed in Disney. I'm disappointed in the world. We've come to this place in society where people work really hard on this movie, where Mark, the director, is probably 4 years into putting this together, along with producers, and just a couple of people have views that not everybody feels the same way. We're having to alter the fun part of making the movie. Roasted. That was directed at, by the way, Rachel Zegler. Infighting begins. I'm a little bummed, but I understand it as well. Disney is one of the greatest production companies of all time, so you got to be careful in today's world. So I see why they did it. I'm just a little bummed because I was looking forward to doing the red carpet. I was really hoping to get together and walk the red carpet with these guys, he added. Kleba has also acted in 2 other Disney franchises with theme park tie-ins, Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and Eddie Murphy's The Haunted Mansion. The world has come a long way, whether you're woke or not woke. God doesn't make mistakes. Just be you and accepting, he said. Based? I like that. Accept everybody for who they are, and the world would be a great place. This is directly at Rachel Zegler. The cast has turned on her because she has ruined this movie for them. And almost certainly, now look, I can't tell you for a guaranteed fact. That we're going to have, that this movie's going to flop. Because sometimes parents do what parents do, and they sometimes they just want to chill, all that kind of stuff. I get it. But it should flop. Dwarf actors fury at Snow White remake, where they've been replaced by CGI characters, as they now accuse Disney of discrimination and damaging their careers for the sake of political correctness. By the way, this is a brand new article. So the dwarf actors now are coming out, and by the way, I completely agree with them. It's like when overweight white women say, they talk about what black people need or don't need. It's like when people without dwarfism are saying what people with dwarfism need or don't need. It's spectacularly out of touch. And like, people have this misconception about people with dwarfism, or many of the variants of it, right? That they're mentally diminished in any way, and they're not. So they're the same as you or I. They're just a little bit shorter. Big deal. And I don't think that people with dwarfism would have been offended to have an amazing opportunity to play probably the most iconic people with dwarfism ever, right? It was just some non-dwarf, some person without dwarfism that was protecting them from this opportunity. Inside Snow White movie nightmares, as Disney doesn't know what to do with outspoken star Rachel Zegler. I mean, the princess doesn't need a man and will instead warble the girl boss anthem, waiting on a wish. But given the controversy around the movie in theaters next week, it might be a long wait. Variety reported this week that none of the physical red carpet interviews for the film's premiere at El Capitan Theater will be happening. It really began because of Rachel Zegler's stupid mouth. Here's TMZ. Snow White's evil queen urges fans to go see the film. Do not fall for this. Don't fall for this. They hate you. Now, Gal Gadot, as far as I know, has not said anything crazy political out there, has not said anything divisive that I know. Now, if you're one of the Free Palestine people and you have a problem with her being Jewish or you have a problem with her, whatever, that's your problem. I'm not involved in the Israel versus Palestine stuff. I couldn't care less. I'm worried about America and Americans. If you're Jewish American, I care about you. If you're Palestinian American, I care about you. But other than that, I don't care about that. Let them handle their own stuff. So as far as I know, Gal Gadot, is just your typical, Hollywood weirdo. See Snow White problems escalate as Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler clash. Massive tension between the movie's two co-stars, liberal Palestinian supporter Rachel Zegler and Israeli queen Gal Gadot. I mean, this is going to be a disaster. The two have kept their distance. Neither appear in each other's Instagram feeds, although they both follow each other for the moment. And despite the duo presenting at the Oscars together, they will keep interaction on the March 15th premiere at Snow White to a minimum. Rachel Zegler's original criticism. I mean, the stars are publicly feuding. Disney, and this is all because of Rachel Zegler wanted some likes and retweets. And everybody else in this movie has to suffer because she had to get likes and retweets. The fact that this broad got another job already is hilarious. Now, maybe Evita will do better because she's a better fit for that role. But as far as I'm concerned, there is no reason to go see this movie, and I better not hear any of you talking about how much it sucked unless it's already out on the internet somewhere and you've watched it there. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.